What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blueclouds TV. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Blueclouds Media Sports Live, brought to you by YouTube. Blueclouds Media live on YouTube. I'm live here with my man Stephen G, and we'll be looking towards the big game today: Chelsea and Newcastle United, locking horns up about the race for Europe. Can Chelsea get Europe from here? Can Newcastle get Europe from here? We are going to see the danger man who he's on top of his game. Anthony Gordon is a man Chelsea have to be looking out for. Is he really ready for a call-up for the English national team? Also, we'll be talking about Anthony Gordon, the man himself, and Chelsea. Mauricio Pochettino's future. We'll also be looking into it. Who is there to replace the gaffer Mauricio Pochettino? I know he's got nowhere to go right now, but his future is hanging in thin air. So whilst we're live, we'll be looking at that, and also we'll be looking at the Premier League section itself, the Premier League table between where Chelsea lies, where Newcastle is, the game between Manchester City and Liverpool over the weekend, who really deserve to win that game, and what is going on with Erling Haaland. So there's a lot to talk about today in today's live show. So guys, if you're here, you have any comments, you have any question, drop it in the comment section below. Stephen over here with me and myself will be looking into that and address some of your comments as they come in. So guys, be my guest. We're live here. And hang in there. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in just a second. Welcome back, beautiful people, folks. We're back again, looking into the big game that will be taking place a few hours later after we end our stream. And we want to take your prediction. We want to take your score line, predicted lineup, predicted score line, any question regarding the football club. If you have any question, drop it in the comment section below, and we'll get you guys going. Stephen, big game, Chelsea, another game again, the return leg of Newcastle and Chelsea and Newcastle will be taking place here very soon. There's going to be there have been lots of injuries. Also, Newcastle are going through lots of injuries at this moment. But what do you think of this game, Stephen?
I think it's going to be difficult. I mean, you look at the injuries. We don't really we've got Cucurella, who's a fullback, and we've got Gusto, who's a fullback. Cucurella won't be fully fit, so I doubt he'd start. Personally, I wouldn't want him to start whether he's fit or not, but each to their own. So we're potentially going to see three centre-backs playing. So that's going to be a problem in itself. We currently sit 4 points behind Newcastle in the league table with a game in hand. So obviously, if we win tonight, Chelsea will be a point behind Newcastle and still have that game in hand on Newcastle. So it's a big game for us. We've still got to play, I think it's 4 of the teams above us I think we got to play Newcastle tonight. We got to play Brighton. We got to play Man United. Obviously, we got to play Arsenal, but I'm not including them. I'm talking about the ones like Tottenham, Man U, Brighton, Newcastle. There was someone else. I'll know when I look at the league table in 2 seconds.
Yeah, league table is right on the screen here.
As well.
Yeah,
So
league table
we've
is
got
right
to
on
get
the
in
screen.
hand on all those teams in
Mhm.
terms of Newcastle, Brighton, West Ham, Man United, and Spurs. And we've got to play all of those teams. The only one of the teams between 5th and 10th that we don't play is Wolves, who we've already played twice, and they've done the
Yeah.
double over us. All those other teams between Tottenham and Newcastle, we have to play, and we have a game in hand. So this is why I'm saying it's big, right? Because realistically, if we can find a way to get something from each of those games,
Right.
we're right in that fight for Europe. Say England get 5th place as a Champions League spot. You could have 6th and 7th as Europa League, and you could have 8th as a Champions League spot, yeah? This is why tonight is so big. Because you look at that, and I'm trying to find something I sent earlier, right? So if Chelsea were to win tonight, we'll be a point behind Newcastle with a game in hand, 2 points behind Wolves with a game in hand, 3 points behind Brighton, who sit in 8th, which is a possible Conference League place, with a game in hand and needing to play them.
Mhm.
4 points behind 7th, which is possible Europa League, which is West Ham,
West
with
Ham
a game
United.
in hand and needing to play them. 8
Brighton.
points behind Man U with a game in hand and needing to play them. So if we were to win our games in hand, which at the moment Tottenham is our game in hand on Man United, and win tonight, and then beat Man U, we're like 2 points behind them. If that situation plays out right,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just painting the picture for obviously everyone that's watching us, because this is why it's so important, because we play so many teams above us. It's important we get something from those games. Otherwise, we got no chance of Europe. There's talks that there's a potential deal with Jordan, as in the brand Jordan, if we get Europa League football,
Oh,
if Chelsea qualify
like
for Europa
Michael
League
Jordan.
minimum. So if Chelsea manage to qualify for Europa League, we can get that deal with Jordan and
Okay.
be in Europe, and then you get that money for being in Europa League. You get the money through the Jordan collaboration as well.
That's Michael Jordan, the brand Michael Jordan.
It's called Jordan, but yeah, basically.
Okay. I mean, Jordan, owned by Michael Jordan. That's what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
The same Jordan that's got the collaboration with PSG.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. Stephen, thank you very much for taking us through the Premier League table and also the chances of Chelsea making it to Europe. It's Chelsea can do it. The only thing is
You're going to need to fight till the end.
yeah, Chelsea definitely have to fight to the end. The consistency will be the most important thing right now till the end of the season. Brighton does not look good. West Ham United, they are on and off, also playing in Europe and also trying to compete in two competitions at the same time. I don't think they're still in the FA Cup, are they, Stephen?
Who?
West Ham United.
West Ham or not? No.
West Ham
I had
United.
to think for a second. I don't know
They-
why. When
They're still playing in Europe and then also in the Premier League. And David Moyes, the pressure on David Moyes. And also Brighton Football Club, Roberto De Zerbi is not having the best of season so far. And it looks very, very, very thin working over there. And I know he's been linked with lots of football clubs, Manchester United and also Liverpool are all into this manager. But do you think, looking at how things are going now for Roberto De Zerbi and his boys, is he would clubs like United and Liverpool be looking at him, Stephen?
Liverpool and who?
Liverpool, United, and I think some other clubs. But let's look at just United and Liverpool. Do you think that they will be thinking of bringing in Roberto De Zerbi from how things are looking right now with his current performance with Brighton?
I think they'll definitely be there, for sure. But I think Chelsea are also there as well. My thoughts on De Zerbi,
Right.
but I've also said if he comes in, of course, naturally, I'm going to back him because I want my club to do well. So I'm going to back the manager, even if I don't technically want him. So if he comes to Chelsea, then so be it. We'll have
Beautiful.
to see how it goes. I think one of the flaws, like I said, I think he's been found out, but I also think Europe's an aspect for that as well. And Brighton don't have as much. Okay, this is go. I'm not speaking of Chelsea. Oh, we're big, this, that, and the other, right? Although that is true, right? What I'm saying is that even with the players we have, we know the quality is there. We just need the right manager to bring that quality out of the players. So if he comes to Chelsea, he'll have better quality than what he's got at Brighton. Do you get what I'm saying?
That's right. Yeah, I do. I mean, quality of players matters a lot. Yeah. I mean, you
Like
could
if you
tell.
go play for player, the majority of them would be Chelsea with the odd one of Brighton. And that's no
Beautiful.
disrespect to them. It's just with the right circumstances of the right manager, that will be the case. Chelsea with the right manager will be a lot better off.
Okay, thank you very much, Stephen G. Guys, let me take Scala in the building. Let me take some few of the comments as they come in. Todd Labor said, "Hi, what a game yesterday between Liverpool and Manchester City. It ended in a 1-1 tie. I thought it would." I thought it would end in a 2-2 tie. Manchester City didn't look that good. Their defense wasn't up to par. Thank you very much. Absolutely, it's a game that we'll be looking into. I think Liverpool has all day. It was a game made for Liverpool to win it, but they let that slip off. I thought Labour said Liverpool could have had 3 or 4 goals. They were dangerous running up and field. Manchester City was gassed. Good luck to Chelsea today. And hi, Stephen. Coming from Todd. Thank you very much for checking on Stephen and then say hi. That's what he believes. So good luck to Chelsea Football Club and big up to you. I want to love you forever. She said, big up Nick Zion. New location today. It is cold. Is it cold where you are? Absolutely, it is a little bit chilly outside. I was trying to do my live stream outside, so but I'll try next time. I'll just move outside so you guys can see the beautiful river that go behind me. If you can see it from the other side, I think which way? That way, maybe this side. Maybe, yeah, this is a beautiful river going out there, and it's beautiful when you're a bit closer. But I'll try and get closer next time. Thank you very much. I want to love you for joining us on the platform. Todd Labor said, "Hi, I want to love you forever." Okay, this is hi to each other. Yeah, good, big up to you, Gulam Mustafa. She says, "Big up Nick Zion and everyone in the chat." Okay. The stream link is also in there. Todd Labors at Liverpool has a really good defense. I was impressed. City need to start running up and down the field and stop the tiki taka passing. She's our goalers need to step up their game and talking about City. Right, Todd Labor, thank you very much one more time for that wonderful comment. Nehemiah said, see, we are no more getting Osame according to reports. Yes, they said, I mean, there's so many reports you don't really know who to trust anymore. There's still links that come in that Chelsea are really in for the Osame, and also Chelsea are looking in for Gyökeres at the same time. So you can trust the sources until it's getting close to the summer transfer window. That is where we can really analyze and predict exactly who will be coming in the summer in terms of the striking department. So thank you very much, Nehemiah. I think Poch will sponsor Is it sponsor be uh is it sponsor be sacked? I don't know. I think
I don't
Portugal.
understand what they're trying to say with
I think
that.
he's.
I'm
I mean,
confused.
Portugal be sacked. That's what he's trying to say. So let me welcome Scala. Scala, welcome to the channel again. And what do you have for today, Scala? Anyway, how are you doing, sir?
Yeah, not too bad. I mean, you got to entertain yourself because United have decided that for the next whatever games we are playing, they are going
Yeah.
to be playing this terrorist football. Basically 90 minutes we don't do anything, and like within 5 minutes or like some moments, we'll create and we'll just scam. I mean, okay, the two penalties which we got, they were fair penalties. You cannot contest that. But apart from that, I mean, I was just watching. I was when the game was going on. I was like busy on my phone. Like I wasn't even watching the game. Like that's how frustrating it is to watch United.
Is it
Like they
boring?
do nothing. Yeah, they do not absolutely nothing. Like the performance is so poor. Like we got two penalties because of two individual runs by Garnacho, and one of
Yeah.
them was gifted to us. I don't know what Tarkowski was thinking. Like he wasn't even in a dangerous situation. Like the first penalty, if you saw, he just
Mhm.
kicked him for no reason. Like I mean, you have got him one on one. He's not going anywhere. He's on the edge of the box. You decide to kick him. So it makes no sense. Then the second penalty, Godfrey, again he's a right center back playing at right back. He decides to just stamp on his foot. So if you take away those two penalties, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if United drew that game because we didn't create anything else. You know, Everton had like 50% possession, and you are talking about the Sean Dyche team having more than 20 shots on attempts, not shots, attempts. We are only Luton have conceded more shots and slash attempts than us. We are. I mean, I think we are just out of that negative goal difference. I think it
Right.
is like zero or one of them, and it is what it is, man. I don't think there's much change at United. I'm still seeing the same PR nonsense which goes on every year. Uh, you know, Garnacho, like this. I don't know. The club is trying to portray him like the next. I'm hearing like there is this rumor going on that I don't know if you know, like Amad Diallo. He was in the last year's EFL playing all time whatever they do, like the 11 team of the season. He almost got Sunderland to Premier League. They lost in the playoff. This guy can't get a game. No, this guy can't get a game for love nor money. I don't know what he has. And yesterday I read somewhere like Garnacho sells the second most highest shirts. That's why Ten Hag never substitutes him. So when you read things like that, and today I'm reading like the board is backing Mason Mount, and they are hoping him, like the second season turns out well. They have sympathy for him, and what's that word they used? Yeah, they said that it could be a shrewd signing. I mean,
Ash.
Chelsea literally scammed 60 million off us, and we don't even know where to play Mount. That's the biggest problem I have. Even when Mason Mount is fit, no one can tell me like where does he play. So yeah, man. And I don't know if you read this, like Ten Hag, even if I don't think we are getting Champions League, by the way, because we are like 8 points off it, and there is only 10 games left. I have heard that there are strong rumors which have said that Ten Hag is going to be sacked
Right.
after the season. Whether he wins the FA Cup or doesn't win the FA Cup, he gets Europa League or not, he's gone. So they are already starting to plan, the next summer without him. So that's good news. But I mean, it's 50% good news because I still want at least minimum 5 players kicked
Mhm.
out of this team. Most
Hi.
of them are British players. Yeah, I want Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw is number one on my list. He has missed 203 games ever since he has joined United.
All right. Steven, take it through. Just give me a second, Steven.
Hmm?
Um, take over for a second.
Oh, okay. Yeah, by the way, thanks for that 55-60 mil.
Yeah,
Very much appreciate that.
that was full profit for you guys. Like it straight
Yep.
went to your PSR. And we this was a Ten Hag signing. This was not a club signing. Like we do love British players, but
It
it's not
was
that.
it was another Anthony. I like this player get me this
No, but
player.
Anthony had a profile. We needed a left-footed right
No,
winger.
but I'm saying in terms of it was a player that he wanted. It wasn't a club signing. It's literally a case of I like him, go get him. And then he's been injured basically all season.
Yeah, and the thing is that in preseason, the games he played in the United States, he played as a 8, because I don't think we had Casemiro available, so he played like an 8. Then he went to a 10. Then he's put him on the right wing. This is what he did at Chelsea as well. Like Mason Mount never had a fixed position at Chelsea. He's
Correct.
not good at anything and he's average at everything. So that makes him like a washed down version of James Milner. He can play multiple positions, but not good at any one of them. And we decide to he's like a utility player, isn't it? And we decide to spend 60 million on him. So yeah, man, that it's not looking good. And I was just mentioning about the 5 players I want to be kicked out of United. Number 1 for me is Luke Shaw. I think he represents. I mean, everyone says that Martial represents the downfall of United.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if people know this. Like every time Martial has played, the only problem with Martial is never split. That's the big problem. But anytime he plays, we have won 60% of our games ever since he has joined United, and he has been like a top scorer for 2 seasons. Yeah, but they don't like because he has a different passport. That's why they don't like him. And whatever I think about Ten Hag, even Ten Hag says that we play our best football when Martial is fit. And I kept referring to that fact that we outscored Liverpool that season when they won the league. We had a front three of Greenwood, Rashford, and Martial. But yeah, Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire, McTominay, Bruno Fernandes, these people need to get out. Not in any particular order, but these people need to get out. I think time is up. I don't know if you know this. Bruno is 30, so he's not really like in his prime. So he needs to get out. Rashford,
Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, Bruno, he needs to get out. I don't know. Obviously, you're a rival fan, so you know how much he annoys you. But if he annoys us, how much of all his antics? I don't know if you saw this. There was a TikTok which Fulham put out where he was collapsed just by like a touch, and someone copied that
video because he didn't have any contact. He just dropped as if he'd been smashed, basically.
And someone took that video and they found one of his video in Sporting when he was at Sporting, where he literally 2-footed a player from the back, and that player collapsed like he had some surgery or something. So he's very, very annoying. He's exactly the kind of footballer which I don't like. The one who hates the football, because every time you see him, he just wants to get rid of the ball. It's not. It's not enjoyable to watch. So yeah, those 5 players need to get out, man.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Scala, for joining us live on the show today, discussing and telling me everything that is going on in the football club, Manchester United. He has lots of players that he doesn't want to see at the football club next season. But I don't think that Bruno Fernandes is going anywhere by how they call him. I don't think he's going anywhere. But Anthony Martial, I think he's been very, very lucky with Manchester United. His performance at the football club hasn't been good at all. He hasn't helped the football team, and I don't know about Marcus Rashford. A point in time, I felt like you guys should have cashed in on Marcus Rashford to PSG. And one of the problems with all, it wouldn't have been this problem wouldn't have been here again because you would have invested that money heavily, 80 million to PSG, invest that money heavily into some of these up and coming young talent like Chelsea are doing, although it's not full young talent. You can blend in with some experience, Bruno Fernandes and others in there to get the best out of Manchester United. I don't know with Mason Mount. Maybe he might come back and start playing better. Maybe the role that you guys have for McTominay, he might set into that role and play much better. Do you think that he can do a better job in that McTominay role?
Who?
Mason Mount.
I don't even know what McTominay does at United. I mean, he just pops with the odd goal here and there, like Sheffield and Brentford.
He's a true United. That's what I see from him. He played for the badge. More like
so do I. I'll play for the badge, but doesn't mean I'm good enough. So I mean, he's an Everton level player at best. He starts for Everton. He could captain Everton. That's his level. And we don't forget we rejected for 35 million from West Ham in summer. David Moyes wanted him. If you're telling me that David Moyes preferred Julia. What's that guy Alvarez? Edson Alvarez over.
Edson Alvarez,
Edson
Yeah, Edson
Alvarez.
Alvarez over McTominay. I
Is it
think.
West Ham United?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went
You're
to West
telling
Ham.
me
Do you
that
remember
Edson,
when Chelsea were interested in him? I think it was summer window, deadline day.
2 summers, one
Yeah.
January and then 1 summer. Chelsea will heavily link with him from I think Ayers. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Go
I mean,
ahead.
McTominay, I mean, for me, he doesn't start. He doesn't have a place in the team. But thing is that I do like McTominay coming from the bench because he provides something different. But the problem is that he doesn't want to do that anymore because he's also like 26. So you don't want to be on the bench. So you might as well do what all the players who have flopped at the big club and they go to a small club where they are the big guy. So go to West Ham, go to Everton, clubs like that where you are the guy. So and we can make a full profit on you, which will add to FFP because our budget without the Champions League is 100 million. So we need to make sales, man. So yeah.
Thank you very much, Scala. Scala, I'm not sure if you did watch yesterday's game between Manchester City and Liverpool. What's your thoughts? What's your take on that game? Who do you think should have carried the day? I was thinking Liverpool should have had so many chances, but then they couldn't take it. What is going on with Manchester City, Scala?
Yeah, it's surprising. I mean, I was expecting Man City to go there and win. That was my prediction. I mean, I saw the injuries Liverpool had. They had like 3 or 4 youngsters in their team, and most of their even like Salah didn't start. So I was expecting, Man City were like they had their full 11 except for Jack Grealish. No one was missing. So I was expecting them to win.
Yeah.
But what happens at Anfield, they have that very unique thing, which like places like Anfield and Bernabeu and even like Camp Nou, they have like the crowd. They play a big role. So it's not easy to go to places like that and win. Even under Fergie, I remember like we never used to win at Anfield, and at that time like they were very very bad. Liverpool, they were awful, but they still used to beat us. So I think I mean I don't know if you. I mean obviously like De Bruyne, he got substituted and he was very angry. I was a bit surprised at that substitution because there is one guy who can unlock your defense. We've seen De Bruyne do that. So I don't know what thinking behind that substitution was. Maybe like he like came in the press conference and said that I needed a much more control. Like Liverpool, they were coming back into the game, so he decided to bring Kovacic and them guys. So yeah, man, I think the next game, I think it is. I believe it is Arsenal Man City. I think whoever wins that, I think they have a big. They have taken a big step in winning the Premier League. I think that's my thoughts on that. But about yesterday's game, it was what it is. These two teams. One of them likes to keep the ball. One of them likes to play that rock and roll football. So, and I don't know. I mean, Haaland again. That guy drops another stinker. I mean, this generation center forward. Most of them are so overrated. Like I don't like watching Haaland. I don't know. It's just he just. I mean, yeah, he's got that one good thing. He just has a plan A, and if that plan A doesn't work, he's pretty much you're almost like playing with 10 men because he cannot do what like players like Giroud can. Like bring others into play. He's not that kind of a player. So unless he's not getting service, he's not going to create his own chances. So
yeah, reports are also saying the Haaland's performance this season, like the XG, this season has really decreased. It's really bad compared to last season's XG. So there's a lot going on.
He's underperforming it this year, whereas last year he was overperforming it, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just quickly, I know we're on Haaland, but we've just got an update on one of his teammates, Edison. Edison, as obviously I'm sure everyone's aware, got injured in the game against Liverpool yesterday, where he absolutely smashed. I can't even remember who it was now. I think it was Nunes. I want to say.
I think it was Nunes. Yeah, he was on the ball. That's what created the penalty, right?
Huh? Yeah,
that's what created the penalty.
Yeah. And then he went down a little while later as well, Edison. It appears he's going to be out for up to 4 weeks. But that's not massive, given that you also have the international break in that time as well. What is interesting is we've had reports that Allison isn't going to be back till after international break as well. So I'm actually curious. Like, okay, I don't watch a lot of South American football, but that's your two biggest names as goalkeepers for Brazil that are now missing for the international break. So it'd be interesting to see what
Edison,
they go
Allison,
with.
all gone.
Yeah, both of them are not going to be able to.
All right. So thank you very much, Stephen G. That's the
both won't
update,
be able
guys.
to play, basically.
That's the update of an injury for both clubs or Brazilian national teams. International break is not far off. Edison will be out. Also Allison for Liverpool will also be out. Let's take your comments. Bit of a comment. Lord Vapor big up to you, Lord. Said, Lord Vapor Nation said, "Is this a green screen or are you actually outside?" Actually, I'm outside. Yeah, can you hear that? It's not a green screen, bro. It's a real glass, and that's the setting the view for us. So yeah, actually, it's outside. Arrangement says the arrogant player Bruno is what a time is it what a time also time of a waste of a player. That's arrogant of Bruno coming from Lord Vipper Nation. Bruno Rashford is two of them. Is it Martial 3? The list can go on. Anthony also, Trash, McTominay, Maguire. Lord, you missed the whole thing up for me. How do I read this thing? But anyway, thank you very much, Lord, for the comment. A lot of explanations that Chelsea is doing the Brighton project. They rushed from step 1 to step 2. Then the last one was Mount Rule should have been coming from the bench, easing in as an average. He's just an average best. He's not all that
Ease him
good.
in. He is average at
Yeah.
best. He's not all that.
Yeah. Big up to you, AJ. AJ, big up to you. He says Kobe is the only
Kobe Minor.
positive. Yeah, Kobe Mano is the only positive player right now as Manchester United Football Club. Steven, looking at the game, we're still looking at the Sunday game between Manchester City and the Liverpool. Do you think that could have predict who exactly was going to win the Premier League? Although we know Arsenal is on top of the Premier League right now. If Liverpool have gone on to win that game, do you think that could define their season as being the champions for the 2023-2024 season?
I think it would have been a strong indicator, especially if Man City won the game, because Man City's next game is against Arsenal in terms of their next game in the Premier League, of course, because we got FA Cup and then we got international break. So I think if Man City had won it, it would have been massive, because then if Man City were to then go away and beat Arsenal in their next Premier League game as well, obviously that means they're having a gap now. They're currently, because of the draw yesterday, 1 point behind Arsenal and Liverpool, because Arsenal and Liverpool both on 64 points. Arsenal are top on goal difference. Then Man City are just below both of them by 1 point. Obviously, if Man City had won, Liverpool be on 63 and Man City would be 2 points clear going into their next Premier League game against Arsenal. So it would have been very interesting to see how that could have played out. But I don't know. I still don't expect Arsenal to win the league. I still expect it to be one of City or Liverpool. But I think it's got to be a lot closer than what we all thought, especially given how we've only got 10 games left for all three of those teams.
Right.
And there's some hard games in there for a couple of them, I mean, I've already said it. Look, this is my Chelsea bias showing you. If Chelsea could be the reason, like in terms of if we can get a result at the Emirates against Arsenal that basically severely hurts them in their race for the Premier League. Obviously, that game's been postponed because Chelsea is still in FA Cup. Okay. So that's going to be rescheduled. But if Arsenal is still in the Premier League title race at that point and Chelsea play them, and we can get something that takes them out of that race, I'm happy, man. Because then I don't have to put up with delusional Arsenal fans for the rest of the season. That's what I want.
Delusional Arsenal fan is how he call it. We'll see. Scholar, you agree with Steven with his Manchester, Chelsea bias over here.
Yeah, I mean, we do share the bias. Obviously, Arsenal have a big rivalry with us as well. And the social media, especially Twitter.
Mhm.
If you take out the percentage of football Twitter, you will find that most of it is occupied by Arsenal fans. Them guys are active, whether their team is bad, good, or they're getting thrashed by Bayern. Always them guys, they are super active. So they are the top of the list for overhyping players, managers, transfers. So yeah, you can already see, like, if Arsenal win the Premier League, it's going to be unbearable. All the posts and all the retweets of them guys. They'll make this whole narration that it took Klopp what, like, 8 years to win a Premier League, whatever it is, like 6 or 7 years under when Pep Guardiola was a manager, while Arteta did it in like 4 or 5, whatever it is, with only this was his first big job. So you can see all those kind of narratives coming out. But if they do win it, I think everyone has to give them credit, because last year they were like top of the league for 90%, and they faltered when you needed them to get the results. If you remember the Southampton game,
Mhm.
I mean, they were like winning 2-0, and it was like they let it go. So it's all good. Arsenal smashing teams right at the moment, 6-0, 5-0, all that's fine. But I think their real test is against Man City next week, and probably you can say even against us, because they don't really win at Old Trafford. They have like two wins in 23 years. So yeah, but for me, if they win against Man City, I think they win the league. That's my stance on that.
The interesting thing is, it's the first game after the international break as well. I think it's literally the
Hmm.
12:30 kickoff.
Oh.
That Man City Arsenal game. I think it's a 12:30 kickoff, the first
Hmm.
game after international break. So everyone's got to be keeping an eye on that or listening in if they're on their way to any of the other games that kick off at 3 o'clock on that day. So, especially Liverpool fans, I'm sure
Yeah.
they're going to do everything they can to keep an eye on that. I don't know if they play at the same 3 o'clock on that day or not, but you can be sure they're keeping an eye on that. They actually play Brighton on the Sunday, so actually they've got all day to keep an eye on that one. But yeah, I'm just double checking now. I believe it is the 12:30 kickoff after international break.
I mean,
Oh no, my bad. It's the 4:30 on the Sunday. So Liverpool play at United at 2 o'clock. I think it was. I said Liverpool, Man U, right?
yeah,
Yeah, 2 o'clock on the Sunday, and then you've got Man City Arsenal on the 4:30 on the Sunday.
yeah.
So that day, that Sunday, everyone's keeping their eyes on those games.
It'll
It's
be
true
very,
though.
very tight.
If
Very,
we're
very
being
tight.
honest,
Yeah.
oh, it's Brighton. My bad. Yeah. So I don't know why my app's just bugged out. Bear with me. I don't know what is going on with this right now. Where are we? What are we on today?
We good? Huh?
We're on March, isn't it? Yeah,
You
30th
good?
of March. So 31st of March, Liverpool Brighton 2 o'clock. And
To
then
the first of
the
Liverpool,
two
Brighton.
Liverpool title rivals play each other at 4:30. And that's at the Etihad as well. Man City Arsenal's at the Etihad.
Empty had?
Or I was gonna say, or should I call it the empty had
Empty
because they
had.
don't tend to sell out.
No, no, not at all. All right, so yeah, guys, so that's the man there, Stephen G. He's taking us through some of these up and coming fixtures that will be very, very interesting, tantalizing. Will I say tantalizing that you will love to watch because getting close to the end of the season, every game is very, very important. So we are drawing our focus, guys. If you haven't liked or shared the video yet, please do me a favor, subscribe to Blueclouds Media YouTube channel, and your host for the Football Minutes live show is your man knees down and Stephen G discussing the up and coming game, a game that will be kicked off Stamford Bridge a few hours later. When you watch the YouTube videos and they said a few minutes later, it's always never good. So yeah, let's see. Hopefully Chelsea can get something good out of this up and coming game. Chelsea need that consistency. Steven, looking at
Mhm.
Mauricio Pochettino, do you think that he has? I know he hasn't helped himself in terms of the performances on the page, but do you think he has really helped himself the way he discussed things during press conferences? Has he really connect very well with the Chelsea fan base? Do you think there's a good connection from Mauricio and then the Chelsea fan base? Although he's an
And he's
outsider.
trying to get this channel in trouble. Uh, all I'm gonna say is, in response to that, I refer you to what the fans were chanting about him
Yeah.
in our last game at Brentford, and it began with the F word, and then his name.
F off the club is what they said, right?
No, not F. They literally just said F Maurizio.
Mhm.
So that's all I'm saying. That tells you all you need to know about any connection
Is
or
it
lack
just
of.
a certain portion of the fan base, or would you say it's the whole entire fan base? I know the toxic nature is still there, but
I'd
has he
say
really tried to connect
it's
very
not.
well?
I would
If you
say it's
look
not a
at
small amount, and it's not. It's not everyone. It's probably, I'd say, probably the majority of fans probably feel like that at this point. Think they're fed up. They see how sometimes he sets up and all this, yeah. And I don't think he helps himself with the stuff that he says in the conferences and in interviews. I don't think he helps himself. But I also think that if you don't watch the conferences like I don't, you need to look at the quotes
yeah.
from multiple people, because some people who are these big accounts, they'll quote certain parts of it. They won't quote the whole thing. So you need to find the full quote before you make a judgment. Like, apparently he said something like the fans wouldn't love a manager other than me, or something like that. Basically saying like the fans aren't gonna love another manager or something, or some rubbish. Yeah. But I feel like how people worded it obviously probably makes it sound a lot worse than it is. I still haven't had the time to look at the full quote, so I can't give you that full quote. But he definitely hasn't helped himself. Let's put it that way.
I mean, I do agree with you. He hasn't really had that connection that you expect. You see, Judging Club with those I don't know what you call it. The hands, the way he throws his hand to the air every time he wins a game, or even when they lose, he does that. He does that. I mean, he doesn't do that when they lose, but most of the time, that is a connection that I feel like Mauricio Pochettino need to do something to get a fan on board. Look at Mourinho. Mourinho goes around and talks to the fans. Says this winning, like say the players are playing for you. He does some
Yeah.
antics. He does some kind of a sign language on the pitch, which you could tell that he's trying to raise some communication with the
I
fans. Look,
remember
this win.
under Jose,
Yeah.
I can't remember what year it was. I think we just narrowly missed out on the title, and we were
Yeah.
playing at the Emirates, if I remember rightly. And he went over to the Chelsea fans and he tapped his chin like, "Keep your head up, we'll be back."
So yeah, you can see the connection is there. Everybody knows who
But Jose's
Mourinho
always
is.
got to have a connection with the Chelsea fans. I mean, you've not only won things, but you helped get the club and build the core of the team that stayed here for decades. Look how long we had that. Well, okay, not decades, but nearly a decade and a half for some of those players.
Right.
You look how long we had Drogba, we had Petr Cech, we had Lampard, we had JT, John Terry. Yeah.
Yeah.
How long
Mhm.
Chelsea had them players in there, and then you bring in other players around them. You had the core. That's what this team doesn't really have at the moment. We don't really have a core of a team. But that core of that team of Cech, Terry, Drogba, Lampard, and then chuck in a couple others here, there, whatever. Yeah. A lot of that team did actually stay together for quite a while. And that's one of the key components to having a winning squad,
Right.
because you're not
Yeah,
changing everything.
absolutely.
Do you want to start moving towards tonight?
Yeah, we're trying to move towards tonight. DJ Sav, the man himself, also in the building. Haven't heard from him in a while.
Didn't
He's got
see
his headphone on.
DJ coming in.
DJ is in there. Let me take some few of your comments whilst DJ is getting himself ready. Lord Vipanation said another lose coming away. Lord Vipanation said Chelsea 1, Newcastle 2, all Chelsea 1, Newcastle 3. And then there is no connection. There's no connection between Mauricio Pochettino and the fan, which is very, very disturbing. I feel like there hasn't seen any connection yet on the pitch, really, where you can tell that the lose or the defeat is really playing so much role on Mauricio Pochettino's life. Maybe he's really deeply hurt in that lose. You can barely see it on the pitch. But Lord said that's all I'm seeing at this moment. Is then we have what's the name here? Is it Sinant? I'm sure Sinant, that's the name. If I didn't say it right, please help me out. Say your name right. It says I need Isaac to be upgraded, coming from our brother or sister, whoever the name is. I need Isaac to be upgraded at the football club. Thank you very much. Nice to see Newcastle fans also joining on the platform, discussing their own problem at the football club. I know it will be difficult for Newcastle United to go in and bring in another prolific striker at the football club, because you guys need to sell. Newcastle have to sell to bring in a new striker. But thank you very much for your wonderful comments. DJ, welcome back again. Nice to see you here. And how was your weekend, sir?
Yeah, big up Ginny, big up to Steve, and big up to everyone in the comments. Hope every one of you had a lovely weekend and had a great Mother's Day with your mums as well out there. Whoever's celebrating the Mother's Day thing. But yeah, my weekend was good, Nee. As I said, just went too quick and back to work as always. But to be honest with you, I was just listening to what you guys were discussing. I'm glad it's been brought up, because I was a bit surprised that Poch is coming out fighting in the wrong ways for me.
He's fighting the fans rather than the media.
Exactly, bro. And that was my point. And for me, listen, this guy needs to do one thing and one thing only: just concentrate on getting his team playing winning football. And at this moment in time, he's not doing it. He's got really no argument or no backing to support his debate. And and for him to come out and say also, I heard it on TalkSport this morning, because it was a live thing this morning when they were talking, and apparently he came out, his fighting comments were basically this: if the fans and the players don't like me as the manager, or don't want me as a manager, then go and tell Todd Bowley, go and discuss it with Todd Bowley. Now he's more or less coming out, not just fighting the fans, but in some way he's telling the players as well. Now I'm only assuming the reason why he's gone and said that about the players is because obviously some players have obviously come out and put some unrest about the way he's doing things at the football club. I can only assume that. And if the players are starting to see that, they're gonna think twice as well, about this manager. I mean, all I always say about the players is, regardless of who the manager is, you play for that badge, you play for the crest. You play for the club who's paying you your wages. You don't go, if you don't want to play for the manager, that's up to you. But you put on the badge. You do what every other Chelsea fan could ever dream of doing, is playing for the club that you all love. And we obviously are not in that position to do that. And you're playing for the fans. And you can't, if you're not doing that, then okay, then I always say the players shouldn't be there either. Some of those players who don't want to be there. But for him to come out and more or less take on the world, taking on the players, taking on the fans, on top of all that, because of the Jose chance, what's this guy expecting? There's no comparisons in terms of winning trophies with Jose Mourinho, yeah? For him to even come out and mention Jose in the comments. Now, I know Jose over the years has respected Poch. I know that for a fact, because every time he's gone into his news conferences, every time Jose speaks of him, he always says he's a good friend of his and da-da-da-da. What he's made him come out and say this today is beyond me, because I think he probably knows tonight that we're probably going to end up having another bad game tonight because of our injury list. The fans are going to kick off tonight. I said this already. They're going to probably kick off tonight once the game starts. If we don't start things don't start happening for us, the fans will switch. And I said this already. It's happened already. It's only just began at Wolves. It happened again in Brentford. And now it could happen again tonight if things start going bad. And the fact that we've got these injuries tonight, I guarantee this one thing. He's probably going to come out after the match, if anything was to go wrong, and say, oh, it was all about my injuries. But I tell you what he's going to do tonight, though, boys. He's going to end up putting Sanchez in goal tonight, isn't he? And that's going to probably be the biggest mistake.
No, don't.
He probably will, bro. I'm telling you, I bet you, bro. I bet you any money tonight you see Sanchez in that team tonight. I've just got this. I just don't know, because of the way he's feeling, Poch, very uneasy. This is where he starts doing stupid things, and if he ends up doing stupid things like that because he's uneasy with the fans, uneasy with with the players or whatever it might be, the guy's just gonna do what he's gonna do. And look, listen, he's gonna get no sympathy if he puts Sanchez in that goal tonight and we end up losing by a few whatever goals. This guy's getting
the fans
no
on his back
from
minute 1 tonight if that happens.
100%, bro. 100%, bro. And
bro, I'm gutted I can't go, man. I'm so gutted.
I can't either. I got back late from work. My dad is going tonight. I gave I gave it to my uncle today. So my dad's going for my uncle today to watch the game. So my dad's more or less going to feed me on things what's going to be happening there. But I said it already. It would not surprise me if he does something so stupid tonight. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me.
Man.
Thank you very much. Man like DJ Sav is already, you could tell the kind of energy coming from him. He's not a happy man. Looking at where Chelsea sits in the Premier League, it's not looking good at all. And yesterday, man like Ryan is joining us on the platform. He is a very, very good, great Liverpool fan. We saw the big game on Sunday between two top teams going in for the Premier League trophy. We know City are there, and whenever you give them that chance, they're trying to do the double. Hasn't been done. Winning it for the third time hasn't been done in the Premier League. Everyone, no one wants to say this, but what if Arsenal have to win this trophy? Then we want to see City winning it and making the record. But then I think that the game was all open up for Liverpool to win that game, but then they bottle it. They missed so many chances. It reminds me of watching Chelsea at the Etihad, where we're supposed to pick up our 3 points. The same thing at the at Stamford Bridge, when we're supposed to pick up all these 3 points, we couldn't pick it up. City is there to be beaten, but no one is taking advantage. Luckily, we have Mount like Ryan in the building. Ryan, welcome back again, and tell me how you're doing so far. And I'll say, before Ryan saying it, let me say happy Mother's Day to people that live in London, because it's not Mother's Day here in America. That's why I haven't said much about it. But a happy Mother's Day to my bloody Londoners, everyone living there. Ryan, welcome back again.
Thanks, Lee. Thank you very much, man. I'm just out right now somewhere, so if you can hear any background noise, I apologize.
Okay.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day for Sunday, and happy Ramadan as well for anyone who's celebrating that. I think that starts today. But yeah, really nice backdrop as well. You've got I'm really, really liking that. So big up to you, Lee. It's beautiful.
Green screen?
Yeah, green screen. It looks nice.
It's not a green screen.
It's not a green screen? Okay, no. I thought it's natural.
It's natural, yeah.
And big up to DJ Sav as well. I've been a long-term fan of him.
Big up to you, bro.
I think the guy, yeah, DJ Sav always spitting facts, so always have a lot of time for him. And Stephen as well, of course. Yeah, it was a crazy match yesterday. You could even have your own show just analyzing it. So many things happened. In the end, I have to be content with the point. We're equal at the top with Arsenal. Obviously, they're number one, we're number two because they have a better goal difference than us. But it just sets it up perfectly. Last 10 games of the season, 3-team title race. There are going to be so many more twists and turns. Yesterday, as you mentioned, the game was in our palm of our hands. We were the better team in that second half. We dominated. We battered Man City. We just could not finish our dinner. We couldn't take our chances. Nunez, Diaz. I've never seen Man City just look so unorganized, lost their heads. There were players arguing with each other. Rodri, Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne and Pep. They just completely lost their heads. And I don't even think it's fully to do with the whole atmosphere, vibe, the Anfield vibe getting to them. I just think they lost their way. They couldn't handle Liverpool's pressing and the precision of the passing. I thought Endo and McAllister and Szoboszlai in the midfield just dominated that second half. And it's the real winners were Arsenal yesterday, because the Liverpool and Man City drew. Arsenal stayed top. If Arsenal beat Man City, in 2 weeks' time, then you've got to probably say Arsenal are the favourites to win the Premier League. They're playing the best football. They are they're looking the most convincing right now. But it's difficult. It's difficult to call right now. Bookies still have Man City favourites, and I can understand why. But there's so many twists and turns to come.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. Ryan, a big Liverpool fan, is telling us how the whole game pan out on Sunday. I know DJ Sav also have his own opinion on how he saw the game, but I don't know how Pep Guardiola saw the game. He said it was a game of movement. Liverpool had their chance, and they also have their chance. But I think Manchester City were just awful. Never seen City play like that before. Very, very awful. But I have some few comments here coming from Gulam Mustafa said, "How is the weather? The weather is very chilly. It's very, very. I would have been outside. I actually set up outside, and I realized that I could not handle it for too long. So I came inside and still have these settings for myself, which I love. I've been thinking of streaming here for quite a long time, but it's always, trying to carry a lot of equipment with you. And I'm just 5 minutes away from the house. It's a district library. The library has almost about 15 different rooms, but this side of the view is very beautiful. I was in another room, but it looks like that room is called a silence room. You cannot even make any noise at all. People will be, BITCH already. They will be talking about it. So I moved away from there and I came here. So thank you very much. Also, big up to you, Makim. Makim said big up me and DJ Sav and everybody in there. Big up to you too, Makim. Gulam Mustafa said big up Makim himself. And then he said happy Ramadan. I forgot it was Ramadan. Maybe I didn't forget. I didn't know it was Ramadan. But thank you for reminding me.
I didn't know when it started.
Ryan. I think today, right? Ryan, it starts
I think
today.
I think it starts today. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, happy Ramadan to our Islamic brothers and sisters out there. They'll be fasting. Gulam will be fasting himself. He said I'll be starting mine tomorrow. Whatever. Because you're 1 day short. Remember when it ends, you have to do the other one, the one that you're missing, Gulam. You add it to it so you can be on the exact date, please. Okay, I'm watching you, Gulam. All right. Gulam said play just Bodgy's knee.
Do you know what it is?
No.
So I don't know if it was a thing in America, but there used to be a thing over here when you're younger. So like you'll go somewhere, whether it be a library or a shop, and you'll like go with your mate or something, and you gradually get louder until you will like run out or something. It's basically
I get what you mean. Yeah,
I saw someone do it the other day. I was watching a video and someone was doing it on the video the other day.
All right.
Need just quick because of this.
Yeah, you said there's an update. Out. Go for it. Yeah, go for it, Steven.
So before we move towards the preview for tonight, bear in mind we are about an hour in. News coming out from the Premier League's meeting that they had, and it's that the controversial profit and sustainability rules. So where you're allowed a maximum loss of 105 million across 3 years. It's a rolling period. That is set to be scrapped, and it could be as early as this summer by the new system, which is going to be aligned with UEFA, where it's the squad cost ratio. So you're allowed to spend a percentage on agent fees, transfer fees, and wages. And according to one of the guys that works for Sky, I'm not going to try and say his name. I will butcher it massively. But he said that percentage could be as high as 85 million. 85%. I can't speak today. It's because I was trying to do maths whilst I was working out. So basically, you would be able to spend 85% of what you make as a club. So say as a club, your income in like revenue and that is 400 million, yeah?
Yeah.
So 85% of that would be what, 340 million? If I'm not mistaken.
They said 85 million.
Huh?
Come again. Can you repeat yourself again?
So it could be, it's not locked in how much the cap will be, but it could be 85% of what your income is, yeah? So say as a club, you make 400 million. Yeah. So if I'm not mistaken, 85% of that would be 340 million.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
you
that
would
sounds about right.
spend 340 million on transfers, on wages, and on agent fees. If you make 400, I can't remember what it came out that Chelsea made last year, but that actually helps us because that would make a potential deduction less likely, if my understanding is correct.
I mean, it sounds like it sounds like what you're saying is really in line with what they are trying to do, and also
It's
you see
what
they're trying
UEFA
to
done as well, where there's the percentage.
Premier League and the UEFA going in line with it.
Mhm.
All right. So thank you
How it
very
should
much.
be.
I think I have to get some more understanding of what Steven is trying to say behind the screens or behind the scenes, so I can also explain it much better and understand it. So whenever we're talking about,
Don't worry, I know roughly
FFP,
what I'm saying. So if you need help,
Yeah.
just
yeah, I'll
I've
get
got
some
it.
more understanding. It's hard to understand it whilst you're doing all this and then trying to understand. But yeah, we'll get it more better. I have to look at the paperwork, listen to what
Yeah, I'm
Steven is
trying to
saying so I
see
can
how
understand
much
it
we actually
fully.
got.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Stephen G, for that update. Guys, if you're watching live, please do not forget to try and follow, subscribe to Blue Clouds Media YouTube channel. And the boys are here. The boys are here. Nee is here. Stephen is here. Man like DJ Self, the legend himself is also here. And a man like Mr. Ryan from Liverpool fame is also here.
Just
DJ.
quickly.
Okay.
So this isn't Chelsea specific, right?
Yeah.
This is the company that own Chelsea, Blueco, yeah?
Blueclouds.
So Blueco had a turnover of 534 million. That's how much Blueco got. But I need to try and find how much Chelsea specifically got, which for some reason I'm unable to find at this moment.
Is that exact or is it just a rough estimate?
No, that's from actual accounts. So, yeah, basically the turnover for the actual company, not for Chelsea, but for the company Blueco, was 530 odd million.
Okay.
But I'm trying to find it for Chelsea specific. If I find that, I'll send it to you, and then we can basically work it out.
All right. Thank you very much.
Nee, can I very quickly just
Sure.
add in
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
a significant point? Just going back to yesterday's game, obviously Man City's vulnerabilities flared up against Liverpool, and I think it's common consensus that they were awful, and Liverpool dominated them yesterday. But we shouldn't forget, it's really Chelsea that broke Man City. Chelsea, the ones that at Stamford Bridge, they scored 4 goals against Man City, and they kind of laid the blueprint for the rest of the teams in the league. And I think since that match, on how to play them, Chelsea, let's not forget, they scored 4 goals against Man City. They could have scored 6 or 7 that day.
Mm-hmm.
They dominated, exposed Man City's weaknesses defensively and in the midfield so much in that game. So we have to link it. I was even thinking that watching the game yesterday. Chelsea, the ones who really laid the blueprint.
I mean, I don't want to give Mauricio Pochettino any credit for whatever he did, because whatever he did, he still did not secure that 3 points. So I don't know who to give the credit to.
Yeah,
Maybe
but
the
then
players.
that isn't entirely on him. So
yeah, I mean Jackson, Jackson, and maybe
also. I
but thank you very much, Ryan, for that.
I still say that it
important
was
point.
a BS penalty that Man City got, given when you look at how it played out. Haaland started everything, so
yeah,
I'd still say that was BS in the first place.
All right, so thank you very much, Ryan, again, and Stephen. Let's go to Mr. DJ Sav himself. DJ, take us through the City and then the Liverpool game, and what is going on with Erling Haaland, DJ.
I don't know, bro. It was a very interesting game. Yes, I thought Liverpool should have won that game. I'm surprised Doku was lucky to stay on the pitch, to be honest with you, with his last-minute challenge. And how that was not looked at as a red card, I really don't know. But I've said it already. For myself, look, listen. It just shows you, and people were coming at Chelsea because they were saying, oh, and I'll go back to Chelsea because when we were playing Liverpool, people were underestimating Liverpool's kids and how good they are and this team is, and they showed even against Manchester City, even though they had some of the injuries back yesterday. They still had kids playing in that team, and they played so well again. And and I think when people come out, it's funny because we were getting such slack saying, "Oh, we couldn't do over Liverpool's kids." It's not about that. Klopp's got these kids drilled so much of how to play the Liverpool way of playing, and that is why for me, they should have won that game yesterday, and they were very unlucky not to. And I don't. I've said this already. I personally, I don't like City, I don't like Liverpool, I don't like Arsenal, but most of all, what I'll say is I'd rather see Liverpool or Manchester City winning the Premiership than Arsenal. So you boys, either Liverpool or whether it's light blue, you guys have got to go and win that Prem. I don't want to see Arsenal winning that Premiership, especially with Kai Havertz and Jorginho in that team. And Kai Havertz is starting to score goals, and I think that's 3 goals in his last 3 games starts for Arsenal. Okay, and he's starting to show a little bit of the Kai Havertz that we first saw when he first came to Chelsea, and he's starting to ball out. We're getting a lot of the Arsenal fans now thanking Chelsea for giving us Kai Havertz, and the guy's going and doing things there, and I just don't want to see Arsenal winning this league. I really don't. So whether it's Liverpool or whether it's Manchester City, I don't care which one of you two do it. One of them 2 clubs have to go and win that Premiership. I know Arsenal in the driving seat now because of all the results that happened over the weekend. But listen, we all know Arsenal bottle things, and and if they do bottle it, which I think they could possibly end up doing at some point, Man City and Liverpool have got to be in there to make sure they get themselves back up there. But in terms of the game yesterday, very good game. I just thought Liverpool were very unlucky, and Liverpool really should have won that game yesterday. But hey, don't what do you call it yourself, Ryan? You guys have got many games still to go, mate, and I wouldn't be surprised
still
if you guys
10
got to
games.
win the trick. Yeah. So Man City, I think can drop. I still think Man City they could drop the up. They got who they got still coming up. Man City, haven't they got Arsenal to play?
Look at the
I
fixtures.
think they've got I think they've got Tottenham to play as well. Again, so they've got some tough fixtures coming up. Aston Villa, I think, is another one they've got to play. I know Villa got smashed by Tottenham, but Villa still on their day can be a good team as well. So let's not knock them for yesterday's game. They're just going for a bad patch at the moment.
Yeah, I think City over here. City has to play Arsenal. I think from here, then City have to play Aston Villa. So there's some tough games coming for City. Aston Villa, then they have to play who else over here? City have to play Luton. That's easy peasy for Manchester City.
I think the advantage Man City has is that a lot of the tough fixtures they have remaining are at home.
Yeah,
so they have that home advantage.
But they'll be going to the White Hart Lane to play Spurs.
Yeah. I think actually Liverpool, Arsenal, and Man City, if I'm not mistaken, they all have to play Tottenham.
Yeah,
they all still have to play Tottenham.
We got
and Chelsea
Tottenham
too.
as well. God, I forgot about them.
Absolutely.
Tottenham.
Oh, them.
Yeah, them. 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 That's exactly it, bro. Them. Who is that?
Tottenham probably. Tottenham, whether they like it or not, they're going to have an influence in terms of who wins the Premier League.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'll just call them cobwebs. That's why I get confused when someone says Tottenham or Spurs. I get confused because all I think is cobwebs, because that's what their trophy cabinet is cobwebs.
But mind you, they have. To be fair, though,
they got Audi Cup. How could I forget?
I can't. Oh, but they've also. But going back, if you go back to their history, they've also got 2 European trophies as well.
More than our
history. Yeah, also got 1 Winners' Cup, which they won in 1993. Alan Smith's winning goal. I remember that goal as well.
Cups?
1, as far as I know, Arsenal. That's the only one they've got.
I'm saying, didn't we get 2?
We've got 2. We got 2. No, we got
2 Europas. Yeah. We got 2 Champions Leagues.
1971 or 1971 was our first European Cup Winners' Trophy. And then after that, we were invited to that competition. We played Real Madrid and beat them.
Thank you very much, DJ Salva. Guna Mustafa said, "My tomorrow is your day. It's your today. The first 30 days. Okay, what's that one? Says Alhamdulillah. I'm sure that's the I don't know what it means, but I don't know. Like the stream if you haven't. If you're new, if you're new to the stream, subscribe and show some love to Blue Clouds Media YouTube channel. Your men are here, me, Stephen, Ryan, and DJ Sav in the building. Ryan, what is going on with Helen Haaland? Guys, if you want to talk about Helen Haaland a little bit, I'm not sure if Ryan, you did talk about Helen Haaland.
I think we exchanged some messages yesterday off air.
Oh yeah,
Basically, I'm just recycling
lovely.
something I heard on a
Okay.
different channel, which is that last season his XG he really outperformed his XG. So every chance he was getting, he was scoring. Whereas this season he's underperforming his XG. You know, he's taking 4, 5, 6 chances he's missing per game. What do you put that down to? You know, let's not forget he's a young player. He's still developing. He's still learning. But you know, this whole season, I know he's had some injuries, and he didn't play for almost 2 months. But he doesn't seem to have the same confidence level that he had last season. And also, I think defenses have kind of worked him out a bit as well. You know, how to defend him, how to stop him from getting chances. So yeah, he's definitely not firing and confident like he was last season.
Would you
And
also relate some of their problem
that's
to the style of play?
I think Man City don't have as much control as they had last season. You know, they've lost Gundogan, they've lost Mahrez, who's a big source of goals and assists for them as well. But I think losing Gundogan, you can see a lot of the games they're playing when they're conceding so many goals now this season. They just don't have the same level of control in the midfield. And Guardiola's philosophy is all around, you know, having control of the ball, having possession, supplying Kevin De Bruyne in dangerous areas where he can then, you know, assist Haaland.
Yeah.
They're not able to do that so readily and so easily this season.
I think I do agree with you. Big up to you, Maya said big up me and the panel. I love the setup, me. Big is it movies? Big movies. All right, tell my is it moves? Okay.
Big moves.
Yeah, big moves.
I was
Big up
like, that makes
Mustafa.
sense.
It's like movies, yeah.
What's he on about?
All right, yeah, I was like, big up Mustafa, happy Ramadan, fam. Okay, DJ, what's your take on Helen Haaland's situation right now?
Yeah, listen, I think we all know he's not been the same player since he's had that injury, has he? Look, like Ryan has said, you know, he's an excellent player. He's just, I think he's just going for a little patch now where he's not being Erling Haaland we all know and used to seeing. But you know, like you know, we know he's a world-class striker, and I just think he'll get back to where he needs to get. He's still got the remaining of the season left. I think he'll find his form again. I think he just needs some goals, and once he starts finding them goals, I think he'll be fine. A lot of people seem to think, you know, because I think he was peppered in one of the press conferences about Real Madrid. And I was interested to see how he answered that question about the future, because you never know about the future. But I don't know if that's also playing on his head slightly as well. Real Madrid, I don't know. That could be another thing. I don't know.
I
But
doubt
then if
he's
they
gonna
get
move to Madrid.
no, he won't now. But especially if they're going to get Mbappe. But you know, sometimes it can sometimes play. They say it can sometimes moves like that can play with the player's mind and head. So whether I don't think that's the situation. I just think he's going through a bad patch at the moment since his injury. And like I said, he'll find his form again. I don't doubt that for a second. He's too much of a world class player not to.
I mean,
And let's not forget as well. Sorry to interject.
go ahead.
This time last season, he stopped scoring goals as well. You know, I think he scored in the Champions League against Bayern in the second leg, but after that, he completely ghosted the semi-finals against Madrid and then the final against Inter. He hardly contributed, so it's something he needs to improve a lot is in the big games. This is where he needs to, you know, start finding form and scoring goals.
Yeah, I think,
Otherwise, Man City will struggle.
I think Brian, what you say is right. For when you talk about big games, this guy goes missing. He's kind of vanished. You don't see him in the big games, and those are the defining moments where we really call players world class. I mean, we sometimes abuse that word world class. Everyone is world class when they score the worldie or a couple goals from here and there. Then we call them world class. I hear people calling Oli Watkins world class, but guys, Anthony Gordon has been on great form right now. Do you think Anthony Gordon and also Ross Barkley. Those two players, do you think that they deserve the English national team call up?
I'd say there's still better players ahead of them. Genuinely say there's better
Gordon's
players
position.
ahead of them and they won't get picked. And it's not that they don't deserve to necessarily, just there's other players who have been able to perform more consistently over a larger period of time that are more worthy of the opportunity. That's sort of my stance on it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that as well. I think Ross Barkley's had his audition for England. There are other players younger than him, even that are ahead of him in the pecking order.
It also depends what you value them as in terms of where would you play Barkley? What position would you choose to play him in?
Yeah, I mean, you can also say the current manager doesn't look up to let's say your performance, top players that are on their game. He's just relying on, what do you call it? Is it patriotism? Or maybe good serving? Is that how he does his picking of it?
Reputation, I'd say.
Yeah.
To an extent. Not entirely, because then Sterling would be picked more, and he's not been picked since the Euros, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty much since he joined Chelsea, he's barely been picked. But at the same time, why is Maguire getting picked over someone like Fikayo Tomori, for example? Why is Jordan Henderson getting picked? Me and one of the people in my Discord server basically done a quick sort of off the top of our heads, sort of 25 player squad for the Euros. Who would we take, right?
Yeah.
And I won't go through all of it, yeah. But some of the names we said, right? Take your sort of wingers, for example, yeah. Wingers, you could have Bowen, Saka, Foden, Sterling, Palmer, because they can play wing or 10. You chuck Maddison in there as well, right? Then you've got Bellingham, Rice, Gallagher that can play in midfield as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it depends where you value someone like a Barkley. Do you value him as a 10? Do you value him as an 8? Like, where do you value him? Either way, there's better players ahead of him.
Yeah. I also think, going back to what Steve's saying, I also think there's another player that would be better than him in the pecking order for me. And that's only because I've seen him in then Barkley, and that's only because I've seen him improve immensely since he's made that move, and that's Loftus-Cheek at Milan. I think he's been immense in midfield for Milan. I think he's been one of their best performances.
That's a good shout. He's going under the radar.
I'd say, do you know, now that you mention it, I'd chuck Ruben in over a Henderson every day.
Oh yeah, absolutely, every day.
But the thing is, this is my issue, yeah. Apparently, the whole time Tomori's been in Italy with AC Milan, yeah, he never went and watched them. Soon as flipping his Bezzy mate Jordan Henderson goes to Ajax, guess where he is? Watching games.
He's watching. Yep.
He's in Amsterdam watching the games for Ajax. You've got better players at AC Milan, and this is even before you factor in Ruben's looking on fire this season, yeah? Even if you're speaking more specific to just Fikayo Tomori, for example, yeah? Over a Maguire, yeah? Because Maguire, for the longest time, didn't start games for United, barely played even off of the bench for about 6-7 months, yeah? And he still picked him for a tournament. This is what we got to deal with. I saw all these reports a little while ago about they're looking at giving him an extension. If they give him an extension, I might even have, like, at the moment, I don't watch all the England games. I sort of follow updates on my phone. And if it's like, oh, this one we can qualify and whatnot, or it's against a bigger team, yeah, I'll be like, oh, okay, I'll suffer through it. I'll watch it, yeah. But when we're playing teams like your San Marinos, I'm like, well, we've got to batter them even under Southgate, yeah. Because I ain't watching that. But if we extend him, I might actually have to get to a point where I don't watch any England games in any Euros or World Cups unless we get to a quarter-final, semi-final, or final. Because I can't do it. Because I don't trust him to put a team together, put the tactics together, and get it right for England to actually look good. Like, I'll have to set up
It's
another
true, though.
group and need to
It's true.
add you guys because I've lost access to one of my Discord accounts. I'm trying to get it back, yeah. But the team that me and my friend came up with, yeah, would genuinely, with the right manager, win you stuff like Kane, Watkins, Tony, Bowen, Saka, Foden, Sterling, Palmer, Bellingham, Rice, Maddison, Gallagher, Henderson, Trent, Kyle Walker, Tomori, Colwell, Stones, Ben White, Rico, Lewis, Trippier. Chilwell's not in there because he's being assessed by a specialist, so he's probably out anyway. Shaw is injured again, so he's out, yeah? Then your keeper options are Pickford, Ramsdale, Pope. With the right manager, that wins you something. There's probably only France that are better if you pick a team like that.
Yeah.
And you can even, like
I
we said
agree.
now,
I agree.
put Ruben in for Henderson even.
I think it's
And you-
important, Nee, as well, that don't have a squad of 25 players made up of just solely Premier League players. You know, Tomori and Ruben Loftus-Cheek are playing
Yeah.
football in Italy. It's a completely different style of football. It's maybe less expansive. It's more difficult to score goals.
I've been calling for...
You know, it's important to have those qualities.
I've been calling for Tomori to be in the squads for time.
Yeah. Same here, bro.
And it isn't even, he's a Cobham boy. We watched him when he was at AC Milan because he played against Chelsea. We saw what he could do. Granted, one of the games he got a BS red card, but besides the point.
Yeah.
All right. Right.
No, yeah, I agree.
All right. Guys, thank you very much for that. Maya, thank you very much. Our problem is the clear chance we don't take it costs us mini games coming from Maya. Maya, thank you very much for being here on the platform. He says, man, all I want today is for my team to win. I'm getting tired of my friends nailing me with Chelsea all the time. I know.
Do me a
Maya.
favor if you can. Let me know the teams that they support, yeah? Like
Buckley has been in good form. It won't surprise if Southgate calls him. Yes, Saka getting picked because he is the star boy. I mean, you can't argue. He's a good player. Loftus-Cheek won't get called. No, he won't. The inconsistency from Ruben, I don't think he's going to get called. Southgate, Stephen will call him Mr. Fraudgate.
I do call him Fraudgate. But do you want to look at the injuries and stuff for tonight, or?
Yeah, you can go ahead. You can go ahead. Who else we have? DJ and Ryan. Yeah, you can go ahead. Before we add any other stuff to it.
Who do you want to start with? Do you want to start with Chelsea or Newcastle?
I'm not bothered about Newcastle. We can
because they've got quite a few as well. So on Chelsea side of things, unavailable, you've got Chilwell, Badiashile, Carney Chukwuemeka, Nkunku.
What about
Leslie
the virus man?
Levi Colwell, Reece James, Romeo Lavia, and that's basically it.
No, the virus man. I was told he might play.
Gallagher,
the guy with the virus.
Gallagher.
Yeah,
we don't know. I mean, he hadn't trained up until when the conference was, which oddly was on Thursday for some reason, and at that point he hadn't trained. So.
And I heard that he was asked whether he's he doubtful for playing today's game, and he said no, he doesn't know yet, but they have to assess him. Virus, virus shouldn't keep him out. What kind of virus?
No, but it's also some certain people, like if they have a virus, they can like lose quite a bit of weight in a short period of time and stuff as well.
Okay,
so there's also that aspect.
DJ Orion,
I think anything else you want to add to our players a few years ago? I can't remember who it was. Actually, was it Kukre had a virus or he had a condition that he ended up in hospital last year, lost loads of weight?
I think it could be Cucurella. I don't see any other player that went.
Yeah, there was something wrong with Kukre last year. He lost quite a lot of weight in a short space of time.
I seem to remember, yeah, it was Cucurella, wasn't it? Yeah.
I can't remember if it was a virus or something else though, but I know he was ill for
What about Newcastle United, Steven? How many?
Newcastle, Callum Wilson,
Trippier.
Joelinton, Trippier, Matt Target, Nick Pope, and then obviously Tonali are unavailable. Lewis Hall's obviously unavailable because we're his parent club. He can't play against us. So there's that as well. But yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure. Both teams have quite a few injuries. But our issue is the fact that we've got one fullback that's fully fit. Then you've got Kukurea, who I don't think's played a minute since coming back from injury. So I doubt he'd start, which means we'd be starting with 3 centre-backs.
I mean, I remember the first leg when we went to St. James's Park. Newcastle has a lot of injury. I think almost about 10 or 9
we would
or
have had
10
about the same. We've
injuries.
had nearly 10 all season.
Chelsea did not take advantage at St. James's Park. Can Mauricio Pochettino take advantage this time, Mr. Ryan? DJ, are you there? Can you hear me? Let me go to DJ then. If Ryan is busy,
Yeah, bro.
Ryan, are you there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Would
Yeah,
Poch
come.
take advantage of this number of injuries happening this time? They didn't take advantage the last time they went to St. James's Park. Will they take advantage this time? DJ.
Well, we're playing at home, mate. We should take advantage. But my worry is always, as I said, is
Sanchez.
is he? Yeah, he was my number one worry. And the reason why I said that, yeah, and the only reason why I'm saying him about tonight, Steve and me, I don't know if you guys have seen Ryan as well. I don't know if you guys. There's been a lot of pictures of him in training. And every time you see pictures like showing in training, it always tells me, you know what, is he making some stupid decisions tonight? But with the injuries happening to both the teams, I think Chelsea. I mean, from my understanding, I think we've got a lot of youngsters in there. I think there'll be a lot of young kids. There's a few out here that can make their debut today.
Tyreek George hasn't been in either of the academy squads this weekend.
Yeah,
so he might be in
He's
as
a
well,
possibility.
and that's the one that everyone's crying out to see. It's Tyreek George that everyone wants to see. We might see that.
Him, and we may also even what's his name, the Italian midfielder. We might even see as well. I got the one we call back from Leicester, Casadei. Yeah.
Just quickly, right? So we were saying about the injuries for the last game, yeah. When you look at it, it wasn't many of Newcastle's starters, yeah. Not the last game, the last league game where they beat us 4-1, yeah. They had Pope in goal, Trippier, Jamal Lascelles, Fabian Schär, Livramento as their defence. That kid Miley, whatever his name is, Bruno Guimaraes, Joe Linton, yeah. Then they had Almiron, Isak, and Gordon up top, yeah. Chelsea had Sanchez, Reece James, who got sent off, Thiago Silva, Badi Shil, Kukurea. Sorry. Leslie
Steven, you.
Enzo,
Fraudere.
and Jackson as our starting 11. You can tell from that who had the more injuries and the bigger issues. And it wasn't Newcastle.
It's true.
But Steven, Ryan, and DJ, I'll go to Steven just talked, so I'll go to DJ. DJ, if Mauricio Pochettino's Chelsea loses today and loses another game, do you still see this guy being there continuing to the end of the season?
Do you know what, bro? I'm not going to lie to you, Nee, right? I've asked this question several times, and I keep coming back to the same conclusion. First of all, for my answer, the right answer to is no, he shouldn't be. But then I'm also saying to myself is who do you bring in now that can come in and do something now? I mean, I probably will stay. I would say probably keep him because as he's come out and said in his comments today, he's the best next manager that we can afford to have with our current situation that we're in at the moment. Yeah, there's no one better than him that can come and do a job there. I can think of a few actually because they come on top of my head that can come and do a better job than him there.
To be fair, was that said in the conference or was that said in the writers' portion? Because if it was said in the writers' portion, it's difficult because you don't know how it was said or anything like that. Do you know what I mean?
No.
If it was in the video portion, like you get a view on his tone, you can sort of get a better idea.
Yeah, I think the reason why I thought the same way as you did, but then when I heard TalkSport say it this morning when the news came out in the morning, first thing, I mean, they were talking about it, and then it was then I heard then throughout the day I didn't listen to much of it. Then I heard it again this afternoon. Again, it was mentioned again, and he was more or less saying as I just said, he's more or less saying what people are saying. If you know, if the players, if the players and the fans don't think, you know, and I'm the right, you know, don't like, I think I'm the right person, then go and talk to Todd Bowley, because at this moment in time he thinks he's, you know, he loves the club. He thinks he's the best guy for the job at the moment. Than anyone else out there at the moment. I'm thinking to myself, mate, you are a good manager, but what exactly are you doing at our football club? What exactly are you doing with these players? Because I'd love to know. I love to go to the training ground every day. I'll be a fly on the wall and go and see how he trains these players, because whatever he does tell them, for some reason or another, it does not go across to these players on the pitch when they're playing. And everyone's saying, oh, they're following the manager's ways of what he's asking them to do. Sometimes I just feel players should just sometimes not listen. And if they love the badge and love the crest as I expect them to do, then just go and play your game, play your natural game, as you guys know.
Yeah.
Then don't play defensive. Don't play this game kind of game you want. Poch you want. Just go and play and win. Go and play to win. But don't go and play this football that we've been playing, like, you know, putting Enzo wide as a winger. Then you're putting, you know, leaving Caicedo more or less on his own. I mean, I don't think, you know, I don't think the players would actually do that unless they've been instructed to do it. Yeah. So in that kind of way, but listen, as I said, Nate, you know, I don't know who else can come in at this moment in time. You know, I would say probably stick with him until the end of the season, and then Chelsea assess it at the end of the season, as I said they're going to do. But if he ends up losing tonight, and we end up losing by a fair amount at home at Stamford Bridge, then you can bet your bottom dollar. But I'm not going to be there tonight, but I can imagine what the it's going to be. What it's going to be like. It's going to be mayhem tonight at the Bridge. I'm telling you that now. And if he goes and does Sanchez in goal as well, which I hope he doesn't do, you know, that will be the worst thing he can do. The worst thing he can do. I'm hoping he won't do that, but I just don't know. I just don't know with him anymore, Poch. I really don't. I can't work this guy out. I really can't. So it wouldn't surprise me if he was to do something stupid like that.
I hope he doesn't. Do you know what though? You know, on the
Stephen,
whole thing about the go to the owners and all that, yeah. I actually don't have a significant issue with that, because I feel like it's probably a case of he's seen all the talk about his job, and then he gets a sense from his players, or at least on face value, face to face, the players are probably making him feel like they're backing him. Whether or not they are, we'll never know, yeah? But it seems like they are to him, and that's probably why he turned around and said, look, if they don't like me here, they can go to the owners, they can go to the sporting directors, and they can get me sacked. That's more the way I looked at it. Is more to do with a media aspect than going at the players, as some people have put it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong, but that's the sort of way I read it, because we've seen it for months now. It's, oh, he's under pressure. Oh, he's not under pressure. He's under pressure. Like, literally, it changes every game. 1 minute he's under pressure, 1 minute we concede a goal in the 20th minute. As of this moment, at the 25th minute, Poch is under pressure. We go on to win in the 90th minute. As of this moment, at full time, he is not under pressure. Like, it literally changes that quick that he's probably gone, you know what? You want to speak all this? If they have an issue, they can talk to the owners. They can get rid of me.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Brilliant submission over there. Mr. Ren, are you back?
Yes, I'm back.
Oh, thank you. Nice to have you back again. You having lunch?
Something like that, yeah.
All right.
Just building on what Stephen and DJ said was saying, I think you know the yardstick you have to judge Pochettino on is obviously league performance more than anything. That's what the owners want to see, is you know, consistency in the league, and he hasn't achieved it in this first season. But you know, the cups you've done well, right? And I think you're still in the FA Cup, and you're probably dark horses. Got a very winnable game against Leicester. So you would expect you're going to be in the semi-finals, and you've got a chance to right the wrongs of what happened in that Carabao Cup final. You know, whether that's enough at the end of the season for Poch to keep his job remains to be seen. But you know, it's not been a disastrous campaign by any means.
Thank you.
The one thing we need to do, yeah, and this goes to the thing that we've been saying, like, the fans aren't behind Poch, yeah? The one thing we have to do, and it's to get the fans sort of behind Poch to an extent, more so the team, yeah, is come out, yeah, say we've made the decision that we're going to mutually part at the end of the season, similar to what Bayern did, yeah? And we're already looking for his replacement. He will not be our manager next season, but we are keeping him for the rest of this season so we don't cause any more disruption. Then the fans won't care. Then you don't get the toxicity from the fans and F. Maurizio and all this because they'll know he's going. There's no fear or however you want to word it of him staying at that point. So the fans are sort of get behind him to an extent, but definitely get behind the players. And they'll push the players more than what they do as it is. And our away support are really good. And you can hear the away support at every game. Yeah, when you're watching through TV and all that, you can hear them. So you know how loud they are and everything like that. So if they know that he's going, well, it's just going to increase the support for those players. That's the way I look at it anyway. That's probably the best option we have right now is to do that.
And who will be the fair or the best replacement we can have? Caretaker coach. I mean, we have a Big Sam there. Come over and stay in the ship for the rest of the season. If this guy, because look, the only way he can save the season is when these players are playing for him, and you can tell none of them are really playing for Mauricio Pochettino. It looks like there is a big disconnect between the players.
Kind of are to an extent, though.
You think so, Stephen?
Yeah. If they weren't, then we wouldn't get some of the performances we've got from them. If they weren't, we wouldn't have got a performance that we got.
I did not playing for themselves. I did not playing for themselves.
Bro,
I don't know.
We saw what happened when they didn't want to play for the manager last season, yeah? There was nothing there, yeah? At least it looks like they're trying to put up a bit of a fight in these games. How many times last season, yeah, when we knew for a fact, Chelsea have posted a picture of Tyreek George's shirt in the dressing room.
Who's that?
That confirms that he's going to be in the squad then.
That's interesting.
Oh,
Apparently it's on Instagram.
Number 27? Number 27.
67. Where did you get 27?
Oh, no, there's an H high definition 27, George 67. I mean, sorry, there's a 27 by it. This one was posted by Vince. So that's where I got mine from. 67. All right.
Who else is in there? Chukwuemeka's shirt's in there. Okay, that's interesting. Gilchrist, Casadei, Gusto, Disasi, Madueke, Chukwuemeka, Palmer all have their shirts in there as well.
Ryan, any update on who you think is going to replace Jurgen Klopp at your football club? Any update?
No, I mean the number one target is obviously Xabi Alonso. That's no secret. But there are other managers in the mix. But yeah, I mean Xabi Alonso would be the perfect replacement. Different type of manager. It's impossible to replace and continue what Jurgen Klopp has done. But Xabi Alonso is doing amazing things with Bayern Leverkusen. They're unbeaten in the Bundesliga.
Ryan, I did hear though. I don't think you probably would know this more being a Liverpool fan because obviously you got your connections to whatever you need to know. I mean, I did hear that apparently your owners
DJ Steven and guys take it over for just about 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Right. I heard that apparently your owners were going to go, or one of your lot of owners were going to go down and talk to Amorim. How true is that?
I heard rumors about that. I can't imagine he would be a top, in the top 3 targets. I think right now they're just building, a list of managers to, negotiate with in the summer. But, he's a decent manager.
Would you take him as a second choice, or would you want him as your first choice, Alonso, to replace Klopp?
Yeah,
yourself?
Alonso, yeah, number one.
A lot of Liverpool fans are saying the same thing, bro. Cool.
Because he's a club legend, and
yes, 100%.
He's very intelligent as well. You look at the way he's built that Bayer Leverkusen team, his tactics, the style they play. He's a smart guy. I think he's football IQ is high enough to manage a team as big as Liverpool.
Yeah. Nah. Yeah, I think he could come and do a good job for you guys as well. Yeah, let's
And
see
he
what
knows the
happens.
Premier League. He knows the Premier League. He's played in the Premier
as well.
League.
Yep. Yeah.
DJ, just quick here on the Chelsea front.
Yeah.
It also appears another academy player. I'm going to try and not butcher this name, but it's probably getting butchered. Josh Akayampong or something is also in the squad, apparently.
Akapong?
Something like that. He's also in the squad, apparently.
Oh, is he? That's interesting.
Apparently, according to Felix and Bobby Vincent, yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting, bro. I mean, it's going to be interesting. I mean, we must have our injuries must be worse than we think. We're putting that many, putting that many people.
I mean,
in that
put it this
squad.
way: on the list that I'd seen, Chukwuemeka was on that list, but Chukwuemeka's shirt's right there in between Madueke and Palmer. So, as I said before, you've got Gilchrist, Cesare Casadei, Gusto, Disasi, Madueke, Chukwuemeka, Palmer, Sterling. You've got Tyreek George, and then obviously the other guy that we've just said as well.
Did they not show the shirts of Enzo and Caicedo?
No, but then obviously
They're going to be there.
they do them in certain things normally, don't they? Where they're normally grouped together by a certain thing. So I'd imagine they're in another corner because you think, for the most part, okay, you don't include Casadei in it, but the majority of those lot, they would speak the same language where they're near each other. So like Sterling, Palmer, Carney, Madueke, they're all in the line next to each other. So they all speak the same language. You've got Disasi and Gusto with nobody in between them, but on the angles, they both speak French. You've got Casadei next to Gusto, and then you've got Gilchrist next to Casadei.
Thiago Silva as well. Thiago Silva, another one.
Silva will be in there, yeah.
I think he starts tonight. Do you know? I think he starts tonight's game alongside Disasi. I think.
All right, I hope not.
Guy,
I'd rather we see Gilchrist, Disasi, Chalobah, and Gusto, to be honest.
Okay, I'm trying to reply to this message here. A wonderful person called Messi. Big up to you, Messi. He said, hi, please reply. I don't know what to reply to. Is there anything I should reply there? Was there anything that he said that we haven't seen? Or him or she said that we haven't seen? Messi, please, all I see here is hi, please reply. Hi, please reply. And I don't know what I'm replying to. So please help me out here. Send your comments in so we can reply. All right, DJ, DJ and Steven, let's try and wrap up here. Let's go for our predicted scoreline, Steven. Something that
I don't do scorelines. Let's not do this.
Yeah, that makes two, bro. You know that, bro.
Bro, you both know I don't do it. Come on now.
Yeah, and you know I don't either. How long you know me on these streams, and I've never given predictions.
All right,
I just back my team to win.
Backing the team to win.
Yeah.
Okay, Steven, you backing the team to win?
Do you know what? I'm going to say with the youngsters we've got, I don't know how many actually get minutes, but if they do get minutes, you know that they're going to fight for their place. They're going to fight for the shirt. And that's all I'll ask for from the young players, yeah? If we can actually somehow, with potentially 3 centre-backs in a back 4, look solid, and win this game, I'll be happy. I don't know whether or not we're going to win it, so I'm going to go draw with a hope that we win. I'm going to go for a draw because I feel like both teams have some key players out that's got obviously make it hard to predict, but I'll go draw, but obviously in my heart, I'm hoping that Chelsea win.
Thank you very much. He's just going draw. He hopes that Chelsea wins it. Did yourself also made the best team win. Big up to you, LFC for life. And Messi. Messi said, "What's your prediction for the game, upcoming game, Chelsea and Newcastle United?" I believe that Chelsea will win this. Will win this game for the fans and even Mauricio Pochettino. I'm going for a 2-0 Chelsea. Chelsea keep a clean sheet and win a 2-0. I stopped I got to a point that I was like, I'm not predicting anymore. But I think that this game will be Chelsea. It feels so comfortable playing at home. It'll be Stamford Bridge. Chelsea winning it. Gula Mustafa said, "Big up to you, DJ." Yes, sir,
Big up,
DJ.
Gulam. Big up, bro. Big up to you.
He says, you too. Okay, thank you very much, my brother. LFC Live. It's LFC for life. Thank you very much for joining us here, guys. Don't forget, we got almost 28 people watching live. I'm not sure where all the numbers are coming from. If you're watching us from YouTube or X, please do us a favor to click on that link. I've shared a link there. You can click on and subscribe to our platform. Don't forget to keep your bell notification icon on at all time on YouTube so you don't miss any upload or live stream from our channel. Thank you very much, DJ.
Just one thing, but I forgot to say. I know Makim. Big up to Makim. I didn't ignore your big up to me, bro. I heard you, and big up to you. So I hope you're well. Have a great weekend as well, mate. Okay. Listen, wrap up wise. Hoping for a win tonight, as I said, Nee. We've got to win. We can't afford to drop any more points for me. If we're even looking or thinking about going up that table, even finishing in the 7th or 6th position, we've got to start. We've got to start winning tonight. And look, listen, I even though I moan and complain about Poch, I back him. I'll back him until the end of the season. And hopefully he'll get something out of these players, and he starts coming across well to the players. We do well and we win tonight. And hopefully we'll be all coming back on your platform tomorrow, all happy as anyone as Chelsea fans. As long as he doesn't do the most worst thing of all and put Sanchez in goal.
Don't say it again. You're going to end up jinxing it.
Yeah, please. That's the one thing.
Oh, please no. We're all praying for that. How long Oh no, we've got about. What are we at now? We've only got 13 minutes till lineups come out. I think.
Lineup is up.
I think it comes out in about 13 minutes.
13
minutes.
7 o'clock. 7 o'clock.
Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah, about 13 minutes of dread thinking about the possibility of fraud.
No, he won't be in the goal, bruv. He won't be in the goal. Don't worry, he won't be.
Yeah, I was thinking that I was thinking I could wait for that long.
I don't trust him. Yeah, you understand.
I can understand, bro. Trust me, I can understand. But that's Poch, bro. That'll be Poch all over for you, isn't it?
Oh, please, no. Just quick though, I'm not sure if you were in the comments earlier before you joined, but I was saying how, other than Wolves, we've got to play Tottenham, who are 5th, United 6th, West Ham 7th, Brighton 8th, Newcastle tonight, who are 10th.
Yeah.
We've got to beat those teams to stand a chance of getting like Europa League. We've got games in hand on them, but if we beat them, we're getting that European spot. That's the big thing. They're the big games this season. Forget the Arsenal games and that, yeah? They're the games I care about because they're our direct competition for those places, and we need at least European football. You get the extra money coming in from it, and you get your players European experience at a young age as well. That's the big thing.
And you'll attract a better manager.
Yes. Gallagher's not in the squad.
Gallagher is not a squad. Big up to you, LFC, for life. He said happy Mubarak to you too, my brother. I don't know. I didn't even know you are an Islamic person, but thank you very much. I wish all my brothers that are celebrating it. Happy Ramadan to you. Nice to have you on the show. We always want to see you back on the platform. This platform, we welcome each and every one. If you're a Man United fan, Liverpool fan, Arsenal fan, you're welcome to this platform. We want to have your perspective, your view, because if we don't have your view, we might not know what exactly we're working with. So we're going to have to drop off for the show today. We'll be back again live tomorrow to discuss the review of the game. Hope the best team wins. We'll see you guys again. Did yourself. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you, bro.
Stephen G, thank you guys for coming on. I would have stayed a little bit longer to see the lineup and everything, but I think there's a stage set up for a program in here. So we just have to hop off and then we'll be back again. He said that we got robbed by referee against City. Oh, yeah, Liverpool. Yeah, Liverpool is supposed to win that game. That penalty, TJ, I don't have much time. I would have talked about it. But look at that penalty. that
Yeah.
pain. Look at that high boot from who was it coming from?
Doku.
Yeah, Doku. Yeah.
Yeah, bruv. That should have been a sending off. I said it. But how it wasn't. But hey.
And Gulam said, say, badges before you go. I don't know.
No, let's not do that.
Well, I'll try hard and get that ready next time when I come. I'll say it.
So I was just going to say as well, Nee, sorry. I mean, I don't celebrate. What is it? Eid. I don't celebrate, but any of those who are celebrating it, hope you guys all happy. What is it? Happy Ramadan to you guys.
Yeah, happy Ramadan.
I don't celebrate it. So
and unfortunately too, I couldn't wish anyone for Happy Mother's Day because it's not Mother's Day here. It is Mother's Day in the UK. Here we don't celebrate Mother's Day now. Yeah, but happy belated Mother's Day.
I echo what DJ said as well.
Okay, all right, guys. Little Desperandos, like I always say.
Hang on to hope.
Thank you very much. We'll see you guys again. Bye for now.
Chelsea. Peace, everyone.
Bye. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blueclouds TV.